Hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Sunday at 7. Excuse me. I'm Seth Eisenberg, and this is the Conservative Corner. Thanks for dropping in with me. I appreciate it. Hope you all had a good weekend. At least where I'm at in Maryland, the weather was nice. Had a good time. Got to hang out with my son, do stupid, meaningless things with him, which is always good to do with a kid. Just have fun and be there. That's all I want. Don't gotta do anything crazy. Don't have to spend a lot of money. Just have fun. So yeah, I hope you all had a good weekend. I know the work week's coming up. Back to the grind. It's always a treat. It's always fun. I need to hit lotto. I say that every weekend, and I still have not bought a ticket yet. So I guess I really don't want to win it, or I would buy a ticket. Well, there's a lot going on, so let's jump right into it. Let's start off with this winner. I mean, what you're looking at is a gentleman that apparently attempted to shoot at President Trump today while he was playing golf. Martin County Sheriff William Snyder said that the driver, when they finally caught him, apparently he shot at him, or not shot at him. The Secret Service agent noticed a barrel pointing through a chain link fence. They shot at him. He ran, got into a black Nissan, got on 95 apparently, and got pulled over when his tag came back with a hit on it, as it should have. When they arrested him, apparently he was very calm, not very emotional. They're saying he's 58 years old, and I have his name somewhere. Of course, I can't find it. I have notes, and I don't put my notes in any order, and that's pretty bad. But his name is, let me give you 1 second, and I will find it for everybody. But yeah, they pulled him over. Not very emotional, which doesn't surprise you. He's probably got a mental illness. His name is, where is it? Is Ryan Wesley Routh, Routh. He's a suspect. They haven't charged him yet, so keep that in mind when we're talking about him. Yes. I don't think they've charged him officially yet. He's a suspect at this time. They found at the fence where they saw him, there was an AK-47 weapon. So it wasn't an AR-15, so I'm sure that's going to confuse the hell out of all the libs. They're not going to know what to do now. Go figure. And then a GoPro was set up because apparently he wanted to record the whole incident as it unfolded. So yeah, it was a bazooka. Yeah, it was a bazooka with nuclear tipped missiles, and he had 7 of them. It'll be something crazy like that. They're gonna make it, not about the guy. They're gonna make it about the gun. Blah blah blah. And of course, all the talking heads on the Democrat side have come out and said, hey, we're glad he's okay. Political violence has no place in this country, as they continually call him a fascist and say everybody's afraid of him being elected and then he's a danger. That's what they're saying. But then they'll say they're sorry someone attempted to kill him. And I'm sure they're wondering why. Well, there's enough crazy people out there that if you call someone a fascist or a Nazi or a threat to the country, they're going to believe you and they're going to try to take them out because they think they're doing the right thing. I blame the Democrats for this too. They need to just stick to facts and stop letting emotion run everything they do, because this is what happens. Liberals act on emotion. And I'm not saying this guy's liberal. We don't know anything about him other than his name and what he attempted to do. He could be a mental patient. I mean, number one, you can't be mentally sane and want to kill somebody like this anyway. So he's probably got a mental issue. We don't know if he's liberal. We don't know his political leaning, but let's assume that he's a liberal. He's doing this all based on emotion, and that's what the liberal leaders want people to do, is act emotionally. They're not. I mean, I would like to think that they really are glad he wasn't hurt. But they have to know they played some role in this, that they're partially responsible for the second attempt on his life because of their rhetoric and what they say and how they talk. I mean, if you remember back to the debate, was it last week, where Harris, during her debate, constantly, people are disgusted by you. You're a threat. There are generals who don't want you in charge. They're fear for the country. And then turned around and said, well, we need to have civil discourse. We need to talk to each other like, we're adults and work towards the problem together. We need to, work with each other, not against each other. They went right back to insulting him and calling him names. That's how liberals act. They're like bipolar. They're happy 1 minute, angry the next, happy, angry, happy, angry. So that it doesn't surprise me that these people are trying to kill Trump because, like I said, we're assuming until we know for a fact he's a liberal and he was just listening to what the liberals were saying about Trump and thought he would be doing a good thing by killing him. That I mean, like I said, you can only call someone a fascist and a Nazi for so long before someone wants to take him out. I it's just crazy. It's really crazy, and I hope it stops, but I don't think it will. I think it's only going to get worse. And hats off to the Secret Service agent that saw a barrel coming through a chain link fence. That's pretty impressive. So kudos to him, and he shot at him. Apparently, he was shooting at him and didn't hit him. Unfortunately, he didn't hit the would-be assassin. He got away, but they've caught him now, so and he's in Florida. Florida does have the death penalty. I don't know if they have the death penalty for something like this, but they have the death penalty. It's just, yeah, I agree. Who said that? Red, white, blue. When I was growing up, no one cared about the. I completely agree that nobody cared when I was growing up either. They didn't give a shit who you voted for. They didn't care. Nobody cared. The only person that cared about who you were voting for was you. That was it. Nobody cared. No one put this much effort into knowing more about people's political beliefs than they do now. It's like more important than anything else, I guess, in this country, who you support. Yeah, and that's what leads to people like this coming up and trying to kill folks because they think they're doing the right thing. All they hear is negative about the guy from other mental patients. And then they think they're doing the right thing when they try to take him out because, hey, they kept saying he's a fascist and he's a Nazi and he's going to destroy the country. I did the right thing. And that's crazy. And it's going to be like that forever now. We can thank the liberals for the state of affairs in this country when it comes to politics. They've put us here. It's by design. It's not accidental. They didn't accidentally start calling people fascists in public and all this. I mean, it's been going on for years. But Trump is safe. I don't think he got a shot off before the Secret Service did, which is good. So he's 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth, and apparently he's from Hawaii, and he's 58 years old. And from what I've been reading and looking at, I don't think he got a shot off. But the Secret Service agent that saw him fired some rounds off and missed him. It's crazy. It's crazy. And if you're paying attention, you should be noticing that it's only liberals that are being the violent ones. It's not the conservatives or the Republicans. It's the Democrats and the liberals who are losing their minds and trying to kill people. Draw your own conclusions. I think liberalism is a mental disorder to begin with. I really do. I think they live in a fantasy land, and once reality starts to seep into their fantasy, that's when they get violent. If things don't go as they think they need to, or how they've, in their fantasy mind, how it's supposed to go, they become violent and they lash out at people. So that's what I think it is. It's a mental illness. And don't get me wrong, I know some Democrats. I think there's a difference between Democrats and liberals too. Just like there's a difference between Republicans and conservatives. I think Democrats are, for the most part, very grounded, and they're just more concerned with the opposite of what conservatives are. I know a lot of Democrats, and some of them are my friends, and I have no problem with them. I don't know very many liberals. Maybe that's it. I know a lot of Democrats, very few liberals. Just like conservatives. Conservatives have different wants and desires as opposed to conservatives. Republicans, well, there's really no real Republican, at least in my state, in Maryland. There's not many Republicans left in Maryland. They're all rhinos and embarrassment to the party, but that's what it is. So, yeah, they caught the guy. I'm sure we'll find out more as the evening goes on until tomorrow. So pay attention or stay tuned on the Patriots Prayer Network. I'm sure as more news is released, we'll come out with some other things and let people know. So, again, it's Psycho Man, 58-year-old psycho. Ryan Wesley Ruth from Hawaii, is 58 years old, was apprehended after an attempt. Well, I don't even want to say attempt. He was planning to shoot at Trump at a golf course in, here we go, as he was leaves the Florida Golf Club, apparently according to the news, he's safe. He hasn't been injured. The would-be assassin, didn't get shots fired off, but the Secret Service agent did. So kudos to whoever he is. If you know who he is, buy him a beer at the very least. That's what he deserves. That man is not going to be safe ever again. Has there ever been a president or ex-president who's had people try to kill him twice? I don't think there has. Which is another crazy fact that's moving on to some more craziness in this country and our government. Hamas has officially said that the U.S. is not putting enough pressure on Israel to end the Gaza war. The terrorist organization is complaining about America not doing enough to help them. We shouldn't be helping them anyway. We should be helping Israel kill them. So why they think that we should? Well, we are helping, and we're trying to get a ceasefire. We're dealing with these subhuman terrorists, trying to get trying to get Israel to back off of them. And I think earlier this week there was the Israeli Air Force bombed something, and possibly they said might have been responsible for killing 2 terrorists. They're not responsible for killing the terrorists. They didn't put the terrorists in Hamas's hands. Hamas didn't put terrorists or put the hostages in the building, or Hamas did. Israel didn't. If Hamas hadn't taken them hostage, they wouldn't have been there when the place got bombed. So it's not Israel's fault. I don't understand why everybody's so quick to point out it's Israel's fault. They didn't put these people in harm's way. Hamas did. And now Hamas has got the balls to say America needs to do more to get a ceasefire signed. We need to be helping Israel kill Hamas. We shouldn't care what they have to say, what their little sad story is, but, well, there's citizens being killed. You know what? You should have thought about that before you invaded another country. If you were so concerned about the people in your country, maybe you shouldn't have invaded a country bigger than yours, more advanced and more equipped to deal with you. It's not Israel's fault that they're better than you. It's your fault. And it's nobody else's responsibility to protect your citizens than you. Why are we so willing to help these trash human beings play the victim? We should be telling Hamas, well, if I were in charge, I'd be telling Hamas, too bad. You get what you get. You started this. You don't get now to say, oh, no, time out. We're losing. So now it's no, you lost control of the situation the second you invaded Israel. It's up to them when they want to stop. And you're just going to have to deal with it. And you can keep telling the world that it's not your fault and Israel's a bully and they need to stop killing folks. But don't forget that you killed 1,300 innocent people October 7th that started all this. And then you've killed hostages, which is against the Geneva Convention. It doesn't even need to be against the Geneva Convention. It's against just simple respect for life. You've killed hostages. You've put your citizens that you care so much about in harm's way. You've taken food that was given to you, supposed to be for them. You've taken it for you. You've taken money that was given to you to build tunnels for war. We don't care. Don't come to us crying for help. Be happy that we're not in Israel helping them bomb you back into the Stone Age. You started this situation. You need to deal with it. I would be talking to Israel. You got to be begging Israel to stop at this point because they're not going to stop and you can't stop them. It's obvious now. You are just in like the third round of a heavyweight fight that you can't win and you're getting your ass kicked. So you better figure out a way to throw in the towel that they're going to stop because no one's going to help you. And no one should help you. Nobody should care what happens to you. I'm so sick and tired of hearing what Israel has to do and what they're responsible for. Like Kamala Harris is anti-Israel. I don't give a crap what she says in the debate. She doesn't care about Israel. And Trump is right. If she gets into office, Israel will cease to exist in 2 years because she's all for a 2-state solution. She's all for the ceasefire, humanitarian aid to a bunch of terrorists. Again, she puts it all in Israel's lap that they need to do things. And there's nothing said publicly about what Hamas has to do. Even if they've killed hostages, there's nothing on them like, hey, you really need to get the release the hostages now. Don't even worry about a ceasefire. We're done talking about a ceasefire. You need to release those hostages ASAP. Once they're released, then maybe we could talk about a ceasefire. But until then, they're going to keep coming and coming and coming at you. So make a decision. But we won't do that as a country because we're woke. And that wouldn't be that wouldn't serve social justice if we took the good guy side. We have to take the bad guy side because they're only a bad guy because it's everybody else's fault and all that. And there it is. That's the headline. And why they even could contact us, Hamas, is beyond me. It's all just so ridiculous. I don't get it. I don't want to get it, but we need to let Israel, especially after they killed those hostages, we need to let Israel do what they're going to do, how they want to do it. And that's it. We need to just stay the hell out of it from now on because it's not our business. People keep saying, hey, it's everybody. No, it's not our business. They started it. Let Israel finish it. It's that simple. So yeah, that Hamas is crying to us now to get help, and we'll help them. We'll go over there and give Israel a hard time for not backing off a bunch of terrorists. And if that were happening over here, maybe our current leadership would probably be doing the same thing. Like it's okay, we're going to stop. Give them a timeline and when we're going to pull out like they did last time. We have morons in charge, and it's going to infect the rest of the world unless we take care of it soon. It's that bad. I don't get it. Sometimes, sometimes you have to pinch yourself to remind you so you know that you're in reality. That this is not a dream, that these idiots are real, that this stuff is really going on, and you're not imagining it because it can drive you crazy. It will drive you insane if you try to figure out why these people are doing what they're doing, why our government's doing what they're doing. It will drive you insane. It will. That's why I'm here for you guys. I'll go driven insane. I'll think about it and I'll talk about it. That way you don't have to. That way you can keep your sanity and you all can come visit me on the 13th floor when it finally happens. So what else we got? We got a lot to talk about, and I like to talk, so that's a good thing. What else we got? Oh, this came out, and I completely agree with it. Trump is not going to do another debate with Harris, and I think that's great. I don't think he should have done the one he did with her. He doesn't have to. He's got nothing to. It doesn't help him at all. It only can help Harris, these debates, because nobody really knows what she's going to do or what she believes in. He's given her a platform to talk her BS so people can hear it. I don't think he should have done the first one, but that's just me. But I'm glad to hear he's not doing the second one. It's a waste of his time. And when I get quiet, I'm just looking to see what y'all said because I'm trying not to ignore everybody. Only the Secret Service, that's true. But also remember this. Wherever anybody famous goes, people follow. You got the media, people talk. So I'm sure someone there knew he was going to be playing golf and might have told somebody who told somebody who told somebody. I mean, there's thousands of ways that people would have found out he was there. I mean, really. I'm just glad the guy got shots off at him. Hopefully the dude pooped his pants. They're shooting at me. I hope. That would have been great if he did. I mean, getting shot at ain't fun. It's scary, especially when you think nobody knows you're there. I mean, you know what the guy was? He's like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to record this. I'm going to put my GoPro up. I'm going to be famous. I'm going to kill Trump. And then pop, pop, pop. You know he lost bowel control. He thought nobody saw him. And that Secret Service agent put some lead down range in him. You know his bowels just opened wide, which would have been funny to see. But we'll never know. So, yeah, like I said, as more of that information comes out, and it will, as they get to investigate and they talk to him and they find out what he was doing. Trump set himself up for assassination. I guess you mean assassination? For an assassination attempt to try to get the attention back on him. And it's funny because, I don't know it. If you know something that we don't, please share it. I don't. And I've heard that before, but he set it up himself. Why would he have someone try to kill him and say, look, aim for my head, but wait till I move it so you don't shoot me? I can say like if the guy came at him with a knife, that's something you can control or something like that. But the dude shot at him. You don't have someone shoot at you and hope that he misses just to get back in the headlines. That is the most asinine statement I have ever heard in my life. That you can even like if this were like a movie, a fantasy movie, that wouldn't even fly. It would be so unbelievable, no one would go see it. That's a clown statement from a clown person. He tried to have himself killed. Really? Is that the best you got? He tried to have someone shoot him in the head. What is he, a superhero? Like he heard the bullet coming and knew to turn his head that much so it only hit his ear? Come on. You're a jackass. Anyway, so yeah, Trump's not having a second debate, which is good. Like I said, he doesn't need to. He's established. People know exactly what he's going to do. They know his policies. They know how he's going to do X, Y, and Z. The big question is Harris. Nobody knows what she's going to do. She still really hasn't come out with any solid platform. It's kind of wishy-washy. So it only benefits her. So I'm glad he's not doing another one. And I watched the I watched the debate, and I'm sure everybody here did. And after a while, it just got annoying listening to Kamala Harris just flat out lie. I mean, lie and lie and lie. There was nothing honest about what she said. Here's some of the things that they didn't ask her at the debate. The first one is bail funding for criminals. We all know she helped bail out people during the summer of love or whatever they're calling it. She also thinks we should pay for transgender operations for illegal immigrants that are in prison. None of that should surprise you because it's not her money she's spending. So what the hell? Defunding the police, rewriting of Title IX regulations, because she's all for boys and girls sports and things like that. She didn't balk, and she kind of applauded when Biden has been trying to push the student loan debt forgiveness, because we all know it's my responsibility and your responsibility to pay other people's debts that they incur willingly. No one forced them to go to college. No one forced them to take underwater basket weaving at Harvard. This was all in there by freedom, that by free will. They chose to do it, but that's our responsibility now. Electrical vehicle mandate, because everybody can afford an $80,000 car. I know I can. As a matter of fact, I think I'd get 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 7, and just get vanity plates Monday through Sunday so I know what car to drive on what day. And reparations. I'm glad California, that got scrapped in California for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I'm glad it's not there anymore, because it's just, I can't believe that was even something that was being seriously considered. Well, then again, it's California, so who knows? Yeah, those are some of the things they didn't ask her about. They didn't fact check her on any of that, but they had no problem at all fact checking Trump as soon as he spoke, which I think is ridiculous. I don't see. I got to catch my breath. It's just ridiculous that people actually think she's a good person. She's dishonest. She is not honest. She's one of the most disingenuous human beings I've ever heard speak. But there are morons out there that will believe her. And I think I might have put up the same slide. Hold on. Yep, I'm sorry. Let me take that out. There's another one I want to show you all. Let me get that one up. It's hard doing this by yourself. Trying to find this. I want to show that. Is this the same one that I double? No, here we go. And we all know that she has said that she's for fracking, and this is just one of the many lies she told. She sued, co-sponsored the new Green Deal in 2019, and supported a fracking ban at the CNN climate. I mean, all this is public. She did it publicly, but she's going to deny it now because there's enough morons out there that support her that don't deal in facts. They deal in fantasy. It's sad. I don't understand why people People who can listen to a woman. I mean, like she said that Trump wanted to have a nationwide ban on abortion, and we all know he has. He said publicly, "That's not what I want to do. I want to leave it to the states. It's their decision." So when she says that, it's a lie. She knows it's a lie, but she continually says it. And there's enough morons out there that are uneducated enough, that aren't educated enough to look into their candidates and believe that the bullshit that she's spoon feeding them is candy, and they believe her. And they don't go look any further than what she says because they're ignorant. And that's why we have people trying to kill Trump, because they're ignorant. They listen to this bullshit, aren't smart enough to look into it for themselves, accept it as gospel, and then think they have to do this because that's what Kamala Harris said. That's what the liberals say. That's what this person says. These people are dangerously stupid. And that's a fact. It's a fact. They are that dangerous. They are that stupid that they're dangerous. They will believe anything you tell them. They don't have the ability to critical think. They don't have that. They've got like the child mind of a 7-year-old. They have magical thinking and they believe everything that they're told is gospel. If it's from someone they like. If they like the person, it's all truth. If they don't like the person, it's all lies. They're all lying to me unless I like them. It's like that thing I've seen on Facebook. Everybody I don't like is Hitler. That's the way they think. That is the way they actually think. If they don't like you, you're dangerous, regardless if that's a fact or not, because some moron that they're going to vote for told them he wants to ban abortion, even though he does. These are the same people that don't understand Roe versus Wade, that have no idea what that means. As soon as they got overturned, abortion's illegal in America now. No, it's not, you idiot. It just took the federal government out of that process. They have no say in it anymore. It's up to the states. And that's how it should have been in the first place. But you can't tell these jackasses anything because they know it all. They know everything. All you can do is sit back, hope they don't procreate, and ignore them. That's the best thing you can do. But you know they're going to have 10 or 15 babies, and we're going to end up paying for them in their college and all kind of crap. These people are just delusional. It's frightening. And half of them are probably on the government tit anyway. So, of course, they want Harris to win because they don't want that spigot turned off. They need that money because they're too goddamn lazy and stupid to get their own job. So we're going to support them. And they love it. It's scary. And some of these people actually are breeding. That's the scary part. Like I said, all you can do is sit back and laugh at them because they're comical. That's all they are, comical. They're like living comic strips. Just look at them and laugh. Anyway, enough on these morons. Another big thing is the Muslim Brotherhood secured its most significant political win in the history of the Hashemite kingdom. Islamic Action Front, the political party representing the Muslim Brotherhood, which is another terrorist organization that kills people, is the main winner of the elections held in the kingdom on Wednesday, winning 31 out of 138 seats in the country's House of Representatives with over 500,000 votes. That's the scary part. 500,000 people voted for a terrorist organization that kills people. How much do you want to bet that those 500,000 people that voted for the Muslim Brotherhood that were lived here would be voting Democrat, liberal? How much do you want to bet they would be? I wouldn't take that bet because it's a fact. It's a fact. Those 500,000 people would be voting for the Democrats. And that's why I'm telling you, these people are so stupid. It's dangerous. It's scary. We should, and I know I say you laugh at them. I don't mean that literally. I mean, laugh at them, but keep an eye on them. They're dangerous. Like I said, there has not been any Republican person affiliated with the Republican Party trying to kill people. It's all been Democrats and liberals. That should be enough to scare you. Because in their minds, they will justify, like these 500,000 people that voted for the Muslim Brotherhood, they'll justify in their own twisted, sick heads that these terrorists and these liberals that are speaking violence are the good guys. And that they're right, that violence is the answer. That's what is frightening because they, like I said, they don't have the brain capacity to think beyond that. They're ruled by emotions. That's it. They're ruled by emotions. And they act on emotions like a child. And this is what happens. You get this moron, Ryan Ruff, trying to kill people because he's a moron and he listens to morons. Morons congregate together. Always have, always will. Because stupid people know they're stupid. So they get more stupid people around them, so they think they're not stupid anymore because there's 50 of us. We can't be wrong. No, there's just 50 stupid people in a group. That's all it means. That is correct. The Department of Education was formed in 1977, and our national education is now in the toilet. It's the truth. Federal government can't fix anything. They make things worse, but liberals and Democrats don't believe it, even though there are facts upon fact upon fact upon fact that show you that. Moron liberals don't listen to facts. It's sad. But anyway, so 500,000 people voted for the Muslim Brotherhood candidates. They received 10 seats in 2020 and it decided in the past elections to boycott the political process altogether. But I guess now they got 10, was it 31? So now they have 41 seats out of 138. I'm not sure how that government works. I don't know if it's a theocracy or if it's an actual, democracy. I don't know how it works. Don't want to know how it works. I don't live in that country. Don't care about that country. It's got nothing to do with me. Let them do what they want to do as long as it doesn't involve us. But yeah, they voted for a terrorist group. Like I said, if I didn't see this and read it in different places, I would think it was a joke. I would think it was like Babylon Bee or The Onion, something just made up to be funny. But it's not. There are people like this all around the world. Vote for terrorist organizations. Vote for liars. Just spew their bullshit out because no one calls one. So yeah, so that's the Muslim Brotherhood wins biggest political win. That's special. That's great. We all should be real happy about that. And at the same time, we're trying to work with Hamas to stop Israel from kicking their ass. We should be helping Israel kick their ass. Hamas is a terrorist group. End of discussion. They don't deserve any quarter. They don't deserve any help. They don't deserve any sympathy. They raped and murdered women. They beheaded children. Forget the beheading. They killed children purposely, not accidentally, purposely. Doesn't matter how they killed them. They killed them. They killed hostages. In this country, and Kamala Harris want to work with them. The current leadership, and Kamala Harris want to work with those animals. Like I said, if I didn't read it, I would think it was a joke. I think it was a plot line to a bad movie. I really, really do. I don't get it. People are sick. And I don't think it's just they're sick. It's just that they're, like I said, they don't educate themselves. They believe everything they're told by people that they like. The people that liberals like, those people don't even know who they are, don't care who they are. They're just a number. They're just another way to get government bigger and bigger and bigger. Because most of the people that support liberals and Democrats are bums. Let's face it. They're in some way, shape, or form, they're probably getting welfare or food stamps or some shit like that. Or they're getting some benefit from the government, and they know that if these people get elected, that they'll get more and more benefits and have to pay less and less because the people who work and have jobs and are responsible are going to be required to pick up their bills. And that's just how it works. Like I said, with Camilla wanted to do or supports student loan forgiveness. Why is it my responsibility to pay somebody else's college bill? Why? I don't understand it. And they will argue that point that we should. These people go to college of their own choice. They decide to take the loan out when they sign the paperwork of their own free will, knowing everything that goes with it. They're not like, hey, just sign this. We're not going to tell you. It's not like the liberals when they try to pass a bill. We're not going to tell you what's in it until you sign it. The bank tells you it's going to cost you this much over this many years, yada, yada, yada. And they sign it. And then they go to school and get some degree that's useless, like poli-sci or home economics, something that they know they're not going to be able to make a living out of. Get out of college, act shocked when they can't find a job outside of Starbucks. And then the government goes, don't worry, we're going to have other people pay your bill. How is that reasonable? How is that acceptable to anybody? That's why I'm a huge proponent of trade schools. I think everybody should go to trade school. I'm not knocking college. If you want to go to college, go to college. That's great. You're going to come out in debt. Know that, accept it, and don't tell me I got to pay for it. If you go to trade school, they give you a job on your way out. Your debt may be $30,000, $40,000. You have a job. You have a skill that will always be in demand. And finding work, they'll help you find a job. I don't know why people aren't going more to trade school than college anyway. College is a joke for the most part. Now all they do is they churn out anti-Semites and woke fools who normally end up working at Starbucks. It's ridiculous. But hey, there's a sucker born every minute. All right, so we got to pay some bills here. I will be right back.
Born in the coastal plains of South Texas, Smoking Gun Coffee is founded by combat veterans that know exactly what a cup of coffee needs to taste like. Run by father and son, each coffee bean is perfected, roasted at 500 degrees, and cooled with a Gulf Coast breeze. Smoking Gun Coffee hand makes and bags each ounce of coffee for maximum customer satisfaction. With every purchase, 10% goes back to organizations that help veterans and local communities. That's Texas made, one bag at a time. To find out more, go to www.smokingguncoffee.com.
So if you go to www.smokingcoffee.com, on the main page, the little 3 lines for the menu. If you click on that, it'll drop it down. There'll be something called the Coffee Club. You go to the Coffee Club, then you can click on Conservative Corner and get 10% off shipping or your order. And then you can drink Conservative Corner coffee in the morning. And like I've told you before, it tastes just like freedom. And if you mix in liberal tears with the coffee, it's like heaven sent. It tastes 10 times better. So you go to smokinggun.coffee, Coffee Club, click on Conservative Corner, and get a cup or get a coffee that is awesome. I drink it. It's pretty good. I'm not a big coffee fan, but I've had some, and I like this one. Smoking Gun, I drink it. It's good. I'm not one of those people that have to have coffee every morning. I was in the Navy, but that was like drinking mud. So that kind of burnt me out on coffee. So that's what I do. Oh, and Cheryl A. Tyner, I'm not trying to suck up to the Jewish vote. I am Jewish. But you keep talking because you seem really intelligent. And God bless you. You're trying. Drink a lot. Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid? Grow up under a power line? See, these people are just idiots. I mean, stop trying to suck up to the Jews. Well, I'm Jewish, so I'm not really trying to suck up to anybody. I'm just talking fact. And I've been to Israel. Have you been to Israel? Probably not. Probably not, because the government won't pay for you to go there. It's something you have to pay for out of your own pocket, and you don't got the money for that probably. I've been there. Great people, great country. Love it. They're surrounded by a bunch of animals. So, yeah, they got to do what they got to do. Don't suck up to the Jews. I'm Jewish, you fucking idiot. Oh, my God. People are so stupid. Just see, if you let people talk long enough and you don't respond, like with this idiot Sherry, she's going to tell you how stupid she is and not even realize it. You give them enough rope and they're going to hang themselves with it. So you let these people talk, and hopefully it's in public, because they're talking like that in public and everybody else hears how stupid they are. Eventually they get shunned, that nobody wants anything to do with them. So eventually, like I said, they group up with other stupid people so they can make their stupid little statements and do their stupid little things in a stupid group, but it doesn't affect the rest of the people around them because nobody pays attention to them anymore. That's why I don't block these idiots, because I know eventually they're going to say something stupid, like she did. I'm not sucking up to the Jews. I'm a Jew, you shit stain. God, people are stupid. So I live in Maryland. So a lot of the stuff I talk about deals with Maryland or the surrounding states. And I don't know if you're all aware that Larry Hogan, lockdown Larry Hogan, is running for Senate in Maryland as a Republican, which is, in itself is a joke. He's probably as liberal as Kamala Harris, but he's running for Senate. And if you don't know about lockdown Larry Hogan, during COVID, he shut down churches, schools, but allowed Planned Parenthood and liquor stores to remain open, forced masks on kids and everybody, forced the jab on people to keep their jobs. What else did he do? Bought over $1 million worth of test kits that nobody ever saw or used, to my knowledge, never explained where they went. Just a complete and utter schmuck. Then he also signed red flag into law. I don't know if any of you are aware about that, but in a nutshell and very, very simply, if I think my neighbor's a danger, I could call the police. They'll talk to a judge, go to my neighbor's house and confiscate all his guns, and then they'll have to go to court to explain why he should have his guns back. Very anti-Second Amendment. He signed that into law. He also worked against the People's Choice, Republicans' choice for governor in the last election for governor, and campaigned and worked for the Democrat governor who eventually won the governorship of Maryland. Started off pro-life, but now he's pro-choice. When he left being governor of Maryland, he became a member of the No Labels Party. Never did anything for the Republicans, but now that he's running again, he said, I'm a Republican, and then turns around and says, well, the Republicans can't count on my vote. And it says, if President Trump is elected president, I'm not going to work with him. I mean, his never-ending river of BS is ridiculous. And there are Republicans in the state of Maryland that I call fanboys or groupies, because they're not Republicans. They're not conservatives. They like Larry Hogan. That's why they're voting for him. Again, uneducated voters who don't want to admit or accept facts as they are going to support him. And their big argument is, well, we need him to flip the Senate. Even though he's told you that Republicans can't count on his vote, even though he said he's more independent than Republican, and even though he was part of a political party called No Labels, these idiots are telling you, will argue with you that he's a Republican. And Maryland is not even in the conversation when it comes to flipping the Senate. Not even it doesn't even warrant discussing it with that. The states that are looking to flip the Senate would be Michigan, Montana, Ohio, West Virginia, Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Not Maryland. Maryland has nothing to do with that. They don't even count on Maryland for anything. So those people that's the big argument you get in Maryland from people when I say, I'm not voting for Hogan. I'm not voting for the Democrat either, but I'm not voting for Hogan because I'm not an idiot. I can almost guarantee, I don't want to say guarantee, I'm almost 100% sure that if Hogan does win, God forbid, and Trump wins, Hogan will switch parties and become a open Democrat, or he'll go independent. Maryland is probably one of the most, well, I don't want to say most because I haven't been to other states. Maryland's pretty screwed up. There's so many rhinos here. Maryland is an official rhino sanctuary. The local party, the Central Committee, is having a red, white, and blue dinner or something like that. It's like $100 for a person, $175 for a couple, and it goes up from there. And it's at a potluck. So you're paying, or maybe it's not a potluck, but it's like a fire hall. There's nothing wrong with fire halls, but if I'm paying that much money, you better have me somewhere else than that. And in Maryland, in Frederick County, where I live, they will scream and yell that the Republican Party's there for the common man. No, they're not. They're there to fund their future parties and things like that. It's a joke. It's a joke. Again, if I didn't know this was really happening, I would think it was just a joke. This was all a punchline to a joke. I mean, a punchline like Cheryl Tyner, just a joke. That this person can't be real. This situation can't be real. This is made up. This is someone acting this way because no one's that stupid. So it's a joke. I can't believe it's real. But there you are in your face. You can't deny it. These people are around. It's sad. It's sad the way this country is going to go. What's even more frightening is it's sad the way it's going to go if a Harris person wins. I'm concerned the direction we're going to be going. And along with that concern comes the other morons, the people who take celebrity endorsements as gold. Like, oh, Taylor Swift says this, I've got to do it. Swifties for Harris. I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine there's an idiot in here bigger than that. But I can't imagine an idiot that insecure of themselves and with the inability to think for themselves that would just latch on to somebody who doesn't care about you, doesn't know you, wouldn't know you if you walked up and said hi, but you're going to base everything you do on what they say. It's like people watch reality TV all the time. Oh, these people are great. No, they're not great. That's why they're on TV, because they're a train wreck. There's nothing about those people you should want to emulate. Nothing. 7 weeks. Yes, sir. But anyway, so people that latch on to celebrities because of their endorsement are also equally as frightening. You can never tell me why. So celebrity and political endorsements, I have notes. So political and celebrity political endorsements are often given significant attention, but in reality, they shouldn't be. Their importance is frequently overstated. It's not important. Who likes somebody shouldn't affect who you're voting for. Whether it's a famous actor backing up a presidential candidate, or a politician throwing support or behind a product or a cause, these endorsements serve as little more than headline fodder. And that's how it should be. It should be entertaining. Oh, Taylor Swift's supporting Harris. That's great. Oh, George Clooney is all for Biden. That's great. And that's all it should be. That shouldn't factor into anybody with an IQ above flip-flops decision. I don't care who endorses Trump. I don't care if the Queen of England said, hey, or the King of England, I'm sorry, I'm voting for Trump. Don't care. You have nothing to do with my decision. What you think does not factor into what I think. Excuse me. For an average person, a celebrity's opinion often holds no more weight than that of a neighbor or friend. Should hold no more weight. Celebrities live in a different world. I call it a fantasy world, with access to resources and experiences most of us will never have or see. Their realities are far removed from the everyday concerns of us, making their endorsements always feel out of touch. Taylor Swift is a millionaire. How does she know what it's like for me to live paycheck to paycheck? How does she know what it's like for you to struggle to pay your bills? Why does she feel that she should weigh in on anything other than singing, entertain me, catch a ball, throw a ball, or act? That is all I want to hear from these people. Beyond that, unless I ask you specifically, I don't care. It's just, in politics, this can be especially problematic as complex issues require informed, see the chat section, nuanced opinions, not superficial support from someone whose expertise lies in entertainment. Like I just said, Taylor Swift, shut up and sing. Don't care what your political leanings are. I don't care what your philosophy. I don't care. And neither should anybody else. Political endorsements from other politicians often fall flat as well. While they may matter within party dynamics or among elites, most voters prioritize their own values and lived experiences over the opinions of high-profile figures. Many endorsements fail to move the needle because they're seen as calculated moves rather than authentic expressions of support. Like I said, I think last weekend, when a politician supports another politician, they're hoping to get something out of it if that politician they're endorsing wins. They're not doing it because they truly think this. They're doing it because they want something out of it. And that's sad. At the end of the day, the power of an endorsement should come from shared principles and substance, not from fame or clout. Voters and consumers are becoming more savvy and selective. Unfortunately, not on the Democrat side. They're becoming stupider and dumber. And selective. And it's time to treat these endorsements with the skepticism they often deserve. So please, and I don't think anybody a couple people who watches probably get sucked in by Taylor Swift and those kind of people endorsements, but don't. What Taylor Swift or George Clooney or any one of those idiots living in La La Land have to say about any presidential candidate or election should mean very little to nothing to you. Really, it shouldn't. So please don't get sucked in by that. And again, the presidential debate, I know you probably all watched it. Some of you may not like this. I think Trump lost. I think he underestimated Camilla, and Camilla Harris was just flat out lying. You can't beat somebody who's willing to cheat if you're going to play by the rules. It's really that simple. Most of what she said was false. Like I keep going back to the abortion ban. Trump has never said he wanted to ban abortions. Never. He said he wants to leave it to the states, which is where it should be. Camilla Harris is anti-Israel. Always has been. Her husband's anti-Israel. That schmuck. She didn't pick Shapiro to be her running mate because some say because he was Jewish, which wouldn't surprise me. Liberals are very racist. They think all the minorities are stupid. That's why they need to help them, because they can't help themselves. Only the government can help them. Without us, you're going to be dead and weak because you can't feed yourself. It's sad, but that's the way they think of it. And just listen to what they say. You can try to twist it out. Like they said, voter ID is unreasonable. Why is it unreasonable? You have to have an ID to drive. And it's not a special ID you got to get. It's just a driver's license. If you got a driver's license, you got it. How's it unreasonable? How do you drive a car? It's liberals think most people are idiots. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So you can you can show liberals and Democrats facts. Trump never said he wanted a national ban on abortions. You can show him that. Trump never said that he was what else did they say? He said there was just so much that he was going to be a dictator. You could show him he's never said that. Or when they said he said there was good people on both sides down in South Carolina. You can show him that he never said that. Facts. You can show them facts, but they're too stupid to accept it. Their ego and their intelligence is so fragile that if they find out something they truly believe in isn't true, it probably causes them physical pain. They can't deal with the fact that they might be wrong. Well, they are wrong. The facts say you're wrong. They can't deal with it. It hurts them. It causes pain, which is sad. Oh, T folks. So you have voter ID in Missouri. Let me ask you a question. With voter ID, did it keep people from voting? Were people like, oh, I can't vote now. I can't get an ID. I don't, how do I get an ID? Or did it just not really affect anything? Because all you had to do was come in and show your driver's license. You got the vote. I mean, I still do that in Maryland. You're not required to, but every time I go to vote, I have my driver's license out and I show it to them. Oh, we don't need to see that. Well, that's great. I just want you to see it because it makes me feel better. Because if another Seth Eisenberg walks in here to vote, I want you to go, wait, I just saw that guy's ID. You ain't him. So yeah, the debate was pretty much, it was ridiculous. It was just someone lying just to have something to say. And then someone reacting to lies and getting upset about the lies. If you look at it that way, it wasn't a win or a lose. It was a wash. But I will say she was prepared. I mean, she was a prosecutor. She put people in prison for life for no reason in California. So she's used to lying as easily as we breathe and making it sound like the truth. Hell, there was a guy she put in prison that was a couple of days away from death row. And they had to sue her to release the evidence that exonerated that guy, or he would have died. She would have been a murderer. But you can't tell people that. Yeah, that's true, Sonny. That's true, Elena. That's true. First, Camilla says COVID wasn't from China. That's ridiculous. That's racist. You can't say it. And then she says at the debate, well, we all knew it was from China. That's how easy it is for her to lie. Just flat out lie. You know what? I don't tell people who to vote for. It's not my place. I just present the facts. And if you want to vote for somebody who's lying, verifiably lying, then vote for it. I mean, whatever. I mean, I think you're a fool. And if you're willing to believe what Camilla Harris tells you, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I want to sell you. I mean, it's her lies are that transparent that you should be able to see through it if you want to. If you have the intelligence, if you have the desire to seek facts, you will know she's lying. Just like that. First, she was all, COVID wasn't from China. That's ridiculous. That's racist to say that. You're being racist. To the debate where we know COVID. COVID came from China. We all knew that. She's a liar. Just a flat out liar. And it's disgusting that people buy that. And what the problem is, they're not so much voting for Kamala Harris as they are voting against Trump. They don't like Trump because he's mean. He says mean things. So they're going to vote against him, and whoever's running, they're going to vote for. I can tell you one thing. My father's from New York. He makes Trump look like a cupcake sometimes. So maybe y'all don't know people from New York. I do. Half my family's from New York. They're just very direct people. I guess it's good. They live in a city. They don't have time for small talk. If they think it, they say it. If it offends you, oh well. They might come back 30, 40 minutes later the next day and go, look, I didn't mean to say it like that. I apologize. But they're going to tell you what they think. And they're going to tell you however they want to tell you. There's two things you can do about it. You can do nothing or you can like it. It's not personal. It's just how New Yorkers are. And she lied. I mean, I could do a show next week and talk about all the lies and show the facts that Camilla gave during the debate. Literally, I could spend 2 hours doing that. Easy 2 hours. I could have Elena, who's from the Based Mother, and I could have Alexandra Levine from Alexandria 360. We could do a show for like 3 days straight and cover all the lies that were told during that debate and probably still not have enough time to cover them all. Literally. I can't think of one thing. I mean, I will give you one thing. She was honest about her name. When she said, I'm Kamala Harris, the vice president, she was being honest. I'll give her that. After that, it was all BS. That's the only thing she was honest about was her name and position. That was it. After that, it was all just fantasy land. And let me make this up and just say the opposite of what he's saying so I seem like I'm, mentally superior. But yeah, we could do a show for 3 days straight and still not cover all the BS that spewed from her mouth. And like I said, there are people out there that won't believe it, even if we showed facts. Fact after fact after fact. They're not going to believe it. And those are the people that I call the uneducated voter. The uneducated just don't want to hear it because they're just that fragile. This hour goes by fast, doesn't it? Or is it just me? Because it seems like I just started. I wrote something up about being conservative, and I want to read it to y'all. Feel free to critique it, laugh at it, whatever. But this is how I feel, and I wanted to share it with everybody here. Being a conservative in today's world comes with unique challenges, especially in an increasingly polarized political world. Whether it's in the workplace, on social media, or within social circles, many conservatives find it difficult to express their views without facing immediate backlash or alienation. One of the key difficulties in the prevailing narrative in many institutions, academia, entertainment, and even corporate spaces, where progressive values dominate the conversation. In these environments, conservative views can be quickly dismissed or labeled as outdated, harmful, or intolerant, making it hard for conservatives to openly share their perspectives without fear of judgment or being ostracized. Another challenge is navigating the digital landscape. Social media platforms often amplify certain viewpoints while censoring or limiting others. Facebook is a prime example. Many conservatives feel that their voices are being suppressed, particularly on issues like free speech, immigration, or family values. This can create an environment where we feel marginalized or silenced in online discussions, even when those platforms are designed to promote free expression. Additionally, the constant mischaracterization of conservative ideals, equating them solely with extremism or intolerance, makes it difficult for many conservatives to engage in meaningful debates. It's hard to have a productive conversation when your values are painted in broad negative strokes without consideration for the nuances that exist within conservative thought. Like I said, with liberals, anybody I don't like is Hitler. That applies to that. Despite these challenges, many conservatives continue to stand firm in their beliefs, advocating for limited government, individual freedoms, and traditional values. While being a conservative in today's world may be difficult, it is also a reminder of the importance of standing up for what you believe in. even when the current cultural tide seems to be moving against you. So stand fast and don't back down. Right is right, and you're not alone. Stuff being a conservative. I mean, we had examples of that with the two morons that were on here. No matter where you go, they're going to attack you. And you can do two things about it. You can ignore it and laugh at them, or you can be like me and jump right back on them. I'm not a very passive person. I don't let idiots and people who are beneath me, mentally beneath me, try to make me look like they're smarter than me. It's not going to happen. So I go back at them. That may not be the way you want to do it, and that's fine. But we have to stop being pushed around by idiots that like we're here, that are basing everything they say on emotion. No fact, all emotion. And are mad at you because you're dealing with facts. We have to stop letting them make the decisions. Stop involving them in the decision-making process. They need to be pushed away. They're destroying this country. I mean, here's a quick example. My son was in a car accident or in an accident earlier this week. He's fine. Went back to school, I think Thursday or Friday, and was jumped. And it's on video. You know, kids with cameras, they caught the recording on video. And just a little background, my son is 14, 6'2", and about 245. He is bigger than me. And he's not, I got like a runner's build. He is thick. It looks like he works at the school. So the kid that jumped him was about 5'5" and maybe 140. So we don't know why. My son's never met the kid, never talked to the kid, never had a cross word with the kid, never seen him in school. So the kid sucker punched him on the side of the face. My son, being who he is and as big as he is, literally beat the kid out of his shoes. And I applaud it. I am against bullies. I am against people who pick on those they think are weaker than them for any reason. Same thing with racists. I don't care for racists. That's just a stupid way to be. But I'm anti-bully. Across the board, always have been. You can ask anybody who knows me. So when a bully starts something and the person they're trying to bully finishes it, I love it. I love it. Because that's one less bully we'll have to deal with again, because that bully now realizes people fight back. And why, if you're 5'2", would you pick on a kid that's 6'2" and twice your size? That's what I don't get. But anyway, in the county I live in, there's a zero tolerance policy for fighting. So whether or not my son was attacked, and it's on video, there's no disputing it. He was walking through the playground. The kid ran up and hit him. There's no disputing that he didn't start the fight, that he was jumped and attacked. He's going to get suspended too. I'm seriously considering suing the school system, because if you, me, or anybody on this chat were to walk outside to go to our car and someone ran up and hit us, we have every right to defend ourselves within reason. Like if someone pushes you, you can't shoot them. Everybody knows what I mean. So if someone hits you and you hit him back and you beat him up, that's fine. I don't think there's even a liberal court would have a hard time finding you guilty for defending yourself if it remains within reason. We can do that, but then we tell children, no, you need to stand there, take a beating, and hope a principal or teacher gets over there quick enough to save you. But if you fight back, you're going to get suspended too. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I think zero tolerance policies are archaic. They make no sense. And they only put the people being bullied in a bad position. Because like I said, there are kids who don't want to get in trouble in school. There are kids that will literally stand there and allow themselves to get beat so they don't get in trouble. And all that does is empower and embolden the bully. So yeah, my son literally knocked him out of his shoes, and I was proud of him. We have to go to the school on Tuesday to have a meeting with the principal. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be an interesting conversation. I'm glad my ex will be there, because I think she'll be able to temper me a little bit, because I'm going to tell them that my son will not miss any time in school. And if he does, the next person they'll be talking with won't be just me. It'll be a legal counselor, and I will sue the whole entire school system. I don't care if I lose. Don't care. I will drag them through the mud for this if they suspend him for defending himself. Literally, there's no question about it. It's all on video. It's not this kid said, he said, she said it. It's on video. They can see everything from start to finish. They can see that when the teacher was breaking it up, they had to restrain the other kid. My son took a step back and put his hands up. They didn't have to restrain him. They had to restrain the aggressor. So it'll be an instant conversation. So maybe next Sunday. And if I talk about it, I'm not going to get into any more detail than that because it's my son. He's a kid. I don't want it because, as we've seen, there are idiots that come out here. And I don't need them talking about a 14-year-old kid to make themselves better. So if I do talk about it, it'll be very broad strokes of what happens. Hopefully the school will see the error of their way and understand that everybody has a right to defend themselves. And your son did not go overboard. So we'll find out. He's a good kid. Everybody says it about the kid. But like I said, the kid is 6'2.5", 240. Why would you pick on him out of everybody on the playground? Why'd you go, hey, I'm going to go jump on Goliath over there. I'm going to kick his ass. Well, I don't know. But I guarantee you the kid's parents are probably liberals. I just don't. That'd be like me walking up to who's somebody's just big, just massive. Any professional wrestler in the WWE, there's big dudes picking a fight with him. That would just be stupid upon stupid upon stupid. But yeah, the kid was literally 5'2" or 5'3". He came up to my son's, I guess about right here, on my son's shoulder. He was punching up when he hit him. I don't understand. I know kids, and this includes my son. Kids aren't the brightest people on the planet. Their brains are still developing. They don't fully comprehend a lot of stuff. But you figure size would be one of those things you'd comprehend. Like if I got to look up, I'm not fighting you. Just how it is. And I've been in the Navy, and I've been inebriated and ran my mouth, but I never ran my mouth to somebody that I had to look up to, or someone that would block out the sun when he stood in front of me. I was never that inebriated. Yeah, he's probably trying to prove something. I don't know. It's just a sad state of affairs that we're in. And the only way we're going to change it is vote ourselves out. And that's November 5th. And you have to take personality out of the equation. Is Trump abrasive? Yes, he's a New Yorker. Can Trump say some things that are off the wall and derogatory? Yes, he's a New Yorker. Did Trump help this country and get things going on the right path? Yes. Do you like paying $4 a gallon for gas? Do you like paying $3 for milk? Do you like paying like $5 for eggs? Are you willing to hear an abrasive person speak so you can afford your mortgage? Are you willing to listen to somebody make some off-the-wall comments to get more in your paycheck? The man has the best intentions for this country. It's like turning away a gift because you don't like the wrapping paper. Let him be who he is. At least he's honest about who he is. And let him help the country like he did last time. It's that simple. I would rather hear somebody be rude and dismissive while I'm pumping my $2 a gallon gas. I would rather listen to somebody talk over someone else and just berate other people from other leaders of other countries while I'm paying $1.75 or $2 for a gallon of milk. I can live with it because I know the man that's saying it cares about me. Not me personally. He doesn't know me. I'm under no delusion, but he cares about this country. That this country is important to him. And why shouldn't it be? It made him a millionaire. This country did for him what it can do for anybody. So he's just trying to help it. I'll live with the dirt, the ugly wrapping paper, because I know what's inside it is worth it. I'm not worried about the wrapping. It's what's inside that matters. So November 5th, vote smart, vote on ability, not appearance. Because if you're voting solely on appearance, of course, Kamala Harris is great because she's a liar. She's going to tell you everything you want to hear. So she's going to appear awesome. Trump is right when he says this country is failing. This country has been in a cesspool since Biden took over, and it hasn't gotten any better. And if you think it has, tell me, where have we gotten better? In what world is this country better than it was before Biden and his cronies took office? We were in wars. There's Americans dying. That's another thing Kamala Harris said. There was no soldiers killed under their watch. 13 soldiers, Marines, died in Afghanistan when they just pulled out. So, again, we could do a whole 3-day show on what she lied about. So please vote on ability. Vote principle over anything else. Vote your principles. And if you vote your principles, we're going to be just fine. Seriously. If everybody voted principles, we'd be good. Larry Hogan wouldn't win if we voted principles. Trump would win if we voted principles. this country would be better off. That's my story. That's what I'm sticking to. Seriously, vote ability, vote on your principles. Liars are crazy. Don't vote for Camilla. Don't. She's a liar. Flat out liar. All right. Well, I ran a little bit over. I apologize. So thank you, everybody who made comments. Thanks, everybody who's watching. Again, I greatly appreciate it, but I can't express how much it means to me that you take time out of your day to hang out with me for like an hour and 15 minutes. I appreciate it. It's humbling, honestly. And I don't say that just because it's something to say. I mean it. It's very humbling. I want to thank Alexandra Levine from Alexandria 360, Elena from The Based Mother. They're both on the Patriots Prayer Network. Watch them both. They're very good at what they do. They're fun to watch. They're much better looking than I am, so they're easier to watch. They do really good shows. Watch them. Watch everybody on the Patriots Prayer Network on Rumble. And if you're on Rumble, please be hitting that like button. The more people that like us, the more people that follow us, the bigger our voices get. The bigger our voice gets, the less they can ignore us. And they have to listen to us. They can't ignore us. And you know we're making headway when they come here to listen to me speak and complain about what I'm speaking about. You know we're affecting them. You know that we're striking a nerve. So keep it up. That's awesome. So every Sunday at 7 I'm on. You can also follow me at Conservative Corner. Yes, it's misspelled. On X. You can follow me on Rumble under the Patriots Prayer Podcast on Rumble. I'm on Facebook, the Conservative Corner. You can follow me there. I don't post much on Facebook anymore. Fascist book has restricted me so much. I really don't post much there, but you can still follow me there. That's just like giving them a finger. When I get more followers, it probably upsets them. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out. I will see you next Sunday at 7. Again, please share this video. Watch everybody on the Patriots Prayer Network. And most importantly, remember, vote principle over party, because if you do it that way, you will never, ever, ever have wasted a vote.